Most people believe they need luck, motivation, or some kind of external push to transform their own lives. They wait for the perfect moment to arrive, for someone to recognize them, for an unexpected opportunity to appear. But this is the illusion that keeps millions of people stuck in the same place year after year. The truth that few have the courage to face, is that extraordinary results are not born from special circumstances. They are born from principles, simple, straightforward, and relentless principles. And no life system is more powerful, more tested, and more brutally honest than Stoic philosophy. The ancient Stoics understood something that most still haven't grasped. It's not the world that determines your destiny, it's you. The world will continue to be unpredictable, unfair, confusing, full of challenges and full of people trying to test you. You don't control any of these things, but you control something infinitely more important: your mind, your actions, and your response to everything that happens. And when you adopt this point of view, something changes, not slowly, but almost immediately, because for the first time, you remove the weight of what doesn't depend on you and concentrate all your strength on what really matters. It's at this exact point that extraordinary results are born. Not by magic, but because you stop acting like most people, impulsive, distracted, emotional, and start acting like someone who governs themselves. And here's the most impressive part. You don't need 20 complicated rules, nor endless readings or difficult practices. You need only 3 Stoic steps, 3 fundamentals so clear, so essential, and so powerful that when applied with sincerity, they have the potential to change not just your behavior, but your identity. 3 steps capable of transforming any ordinary person into someone disciplined, centered, and extraordinarily effective. If you truly apply what you're about to learn, your life won't just improve, it will become unrecognizable. Because extraordinary results are not the privilege of the few, they are the consequence of correct principles applied with consistency. And today, you're going to discover exactly what those principles are.
1. Master what you control and abandon the rest. The first key to extraordinary results is mastering one of the simplest and, at the same time, most powerful truths of Stoicism. You can only control your actions, your choices, and your attitude. Everything else is out of your hands. It seems obvious, but most people live as if it were the opposite. They spend energy trying to change other people, trying to predict the future, trying to avoid the inevitable. They suffer in anticipation, complain about what they can't change, and lose focus on what could actually transform their lives. When you deeply understand this distinction, something changes. You stop fighting storms you can't prevent and start strengthening your boat. You stop being shaken by other people's opinions, moods, and behaviors. And, most importantly, you start living with more lightness and more precision. Stoicism teaches that the mind only achieves clarity when it's not carrying useless weights, like unrealistic expectations, comparisons, anxiety about what doesn't depend on you, or the need for absolute control. Imagine the impact of this on your results. People who waste energy on the uncontrollable become tired, frustrated, and unproductive. People who concentrate their strength only on what depends on them advance quickly, because they don't get distracted by storms that aren't theirs and don't get lost trying to control what is untamable. Mastering what you control means waking up every day with a simple but transformative question. What is in my hands today? This question eliminates noise, removes drama, and puts you into immediate action. This is how extraordinary results begin, when you put 100% intensity only in the 10% of life that truly depends on you. If this principle makes sense to you, right now,
on your phone or on paper, 3 things that are 100% under your control today, and act on them today. This is your first Stoic victory. 2. Transform discipline into identity, not into effort. The second key is understanding that discipline is not brute force, it's not motivation, and it's not permanent sacrifice. Discipline, for the Stoics, is identity. When you act with discipline every day, you're not just completing tasks, you're transforming into someone who keeps their promises, and that is rare, very rare. Most people try to be disciplined through momentary effort. They decide to change everything at once, create giant lists of habits, want quick results, and what happens? They break on the 3rd day. That's not discipline, that's romanticization. Stoicism teaches something much more realistic and much more powerful. Discipline is born from small commitments, repeated silently until they become part of your identity. When you master a simple habit, like waking up on time or finishing a task without procrastinating, you're sending a message to your mind, I can trust myself. And that phrase changes everything. From that point on, you don't try to be disciplined, you are disciplined. And when discipline becomes part of your identity, results stop being unstable and start being inevitable. Identity creates consistency. Consistency creates excellence, and excellence produces extraordinary results. But this requires that you stop trying to impress the world and start building a version of yourself that you respect. The Stoics always said that the greatest judge of your life is not society, it's you. If you don't keep what you decide, your mind stops believing in your promises. But when you keep even the basics, your mind becomes your ally, not your enemy. Don't start with 20 habits. Start with one non-negotiable habit, small, direct, executable every day, even on the worst days. Because true discipline is not formed on easy days, but on days when you don't want to do it and you do it anyway. Choose now one simple but non-negotiable habit and write, from today on, this is part of who I am. This phrase is the beginning of your transformation. 3. Use adversities as fuel, never as an excuse. The third Stoic key to extraordinary results is understanding that life will not remove obstacles from your path. On the contrary, it will test you, it will frustrate you, it will pressure you, and it's exactly this that shapes you. While most people see difficulties as blockages, the Stoics saw them as training. Hardness is not punishment, it's construction. The Stoics had a powerful phrase, the obstacle is the way. It doesn't mean that suffering is desirable, but rather that every adversity contains an opportunity, strength, wisdom, strategy, self-control, patience, resilience. Every difficulty offers something, but only to those who have trained eyes to see it. Ordinary people ask, why is this happening to me? Stoic people ask, how can this strengthen me? This simple shift in posture destroys victimhood and creates power. When you view every challenge as a laboratory of evolution, life stops being a battlefield and transforms into a training ground. And those who train on the most difficult terrains become practically unshakable. The world doesn't belong to the most favored, it belongs to the most prepared. And preparation is not born from comfort, but from friction. The more difficult the situation, the greater the power it can give you, as long as you choose to learn instead of complaining. Transforming adversity into fuel is not ignoring pain, but using it as a tool. Every frustration can become clarity. Every fall can become strategy. Every humiliation can become evolution, as long as you decide that the story doesn't end there. The truth is simple. The situations that hurt you the most can become exactly the ones that strengthen you the most. Life doesn't test you to destroy you, but to reveal how far you can go when you stop running away and start facing it. Take now a problem you're facing and write, "What is this trying to teach me?" The answer to that question could be the beginning of your turnaround.